Amateur Rocketry Society. In the early days, they started doing things like mail flights. You know, they would send postcards via rocket launches. They developed and perfected using zinc and powdered sulfur for rockets, and they developed the Beta, which is a rocket they're still building and flying today. And the zinc sulfur rockets have these spectacular rocket plumes, and they typically reach like 10,000 feet. In the early 50s, members launched their first liquid monopropellant rocket. This was pretty advanced for the time, and even today, you know, amateurs don't build liquid propellant rocket engines very frequently. The Society has gone on to do a lot of testing of some pretty large rockets, including, you know, rockets that are 5 inches around, 18,000 pounds of thrust. And in '96, the Society launched a boosted dart up to 50 miles, setting an amateur record at the time, and it's still, you know, the second highest launch by amateurs ever, and that's it there. And then in 2006, members tested a 4,000-pound thrust liquid bipropellant rocket engine that was also a record at the time. And this is the injector to a 10,000-pound thrust rocket engine that they built, but didn't get around to testing. And that's actually one of the things Tom Mueller was working on there when SpaceX and Elon Musk picked them up to work there. The Society's also done work with, you know, hybrids, you know, and micro hybrids as well. Corey Klein worked with the group, so, you know, he does sell some of the micro hybrids. And then in the 50s, the Society acquired a 40-acre site in the Mojave Desert. So it's the Mojave Test Area, the MTA. And over the years, it's become one of the most fully developed, privately owned sites in the country for experimental rocketry. And there's a member that the Society has an arrangement with, and his company uses the facilities to test rockets for other people, including this by Microcosms, and they're the Scorpius launch people, and that's a 20,000-pound thrust rocket engine. And they even tested a 50,000-pound thrust rocket engine built by Rocketdyne for NASA's CTS-100. That's a launch abort. So if you happen to have a 50,000-pound rocket engine and don't know where you can go test it, we might be able to help you with that. And then a couple other interesting things about the Society is that it's been around for 70 years and has had a great safety record, no personal injuries in 70 years. Also, California's first licensed pyrotechnic operator for amateur, like solid rockets, was an RS member, and including the first to do that for liquid propellant rockets in the state of California. And so some of the stuff we're up to now, you know, there's a few guys building rockets. There's the UCS guys, their RPL lab. They're trying to do a suborbital launch, and they're doing their testing and some of the rocket launches out at the MTA. And there's a few projects I'm working on. I headed our entry into a 3D printed rocket design contest, and that was a fun experience. It was like a month, design a launch vehicle and a rocket engine while you still have a day job, so that was fun. I've also been trying to work on a new liquid oxidizer for amateurs. I've had some preliminary success. That's a picture of it burning there. I don't really know if it's going to work, but if it does, it's very benign. You lose a lot of performance, but it would make building liquid propellant rocket engines for amateurs an order of magnitude easier. And then there's another project I want to work on, but I haven't found enough people yet who want to go in on it. And it would be basically building something like the Super Loki. It would be a boosted dart. The booster is 7.5 feet long. It's only 4 inches around in diameter, and it can send a dart up that's about 1.5 inches wide and 3.5 feet long, up to about 100 kilometers. So it can go suborbital. So that thing can go suborbital, right? It might be a little bit bigger. I think that's the Loki. The Super Loki is a little bit bigger. And so if you're interested in that, come talk to me. And then we have our meetings are actually in Gardena, which is just across the 405 here. I think it's the second Friday of the month, 7:30 at the Gardena Community Center. And we have a website, rs.org. We're in the middle of changing it, updating it, and since I'm doing that, and I didn't know anything about web design when I started, you know, I'm still finishing up, so bear with us on the website change. But so yeah, I'm out of time. All right, thank you.